The city holds its breath. 8-year-old Emma Way has vanished. One moment, she's tucked safely into her bed. The next, she's gone. Her bedroom door was locked from the outside. The windows were sealed shut. There were no signs of a struggle, no forced entry, nothing. It was as if she had simply evaporated into thin air, leaving behind only silence and a suffocating fear. For 2 agonizing days, the police were stumped, and her parents were lost in a nightmare. No ransom call, no demands, no clues. The city's best detectives hit a brick wall. That's when Agent Cipher was called in. He's the man they turn to when logic fails and the trail goes cold. He's a ghost, a whisper in the shadows, an expert in the art of the impossible. Cipher stepped into Emma's room, a space frozen in time. Pink wallpaper, stuffed animals lined up on a shelf, and a small, empty bed. He scanned the scene, his eyes missing nothing. The police had been over every inch, but they were looking for evidence of a break-in. Cipher was looking for what wasn't there. He listened to the silence, letting the room speak to him. He knew that even the most perfect crime leaves a scar, a faint echo of what happened. While everyone else saw a dead end, Cipher saw the beginning of a story. He just needed to find the first word. Then the call came. A distorted voice, demanding a staggering $10 million. The family was relieved at least now they had a direction, a demand. But as Cipher listened to the recording of the call, he didn't just hear the kidnapper's voice. He heard something else, something almost imperceptible, hidden beneath the static and the threats. It was the faint, melodic call of a bird. Not just any bird, rare mountain species, one that only lives in very specific high-altitude regions. At the same time, his gaze fell upon something on the plush white carpet, almost hidden under the bedskirt. It was a single, tiny black feather. The police had dismissed it as nothing, maybe from a pillow or a toy, but Cipher knew better. The feather matched the plumage of that exact same rare mountain bird. It wasn't a coincidence. It was a break. While the police prepared for a complex, high-stakes money drop in the city, Cipher was already miles ahead, following a different trail. He didn't need a GPS. His map was the quiet language of clues that everyone else had ignored. The bird call pointed to the mountains. The feather confirmed it. His investigation led him to a cluster of forgotten, dilapidated farmhouses, nestled high in the remote peaks, far from prying eyes. It was the perfect place to hide a secret, the perfect place to make someone disappear forever. He knew he was getting close. He could feel it in the cold mountain air. He was walking into the heart of the mystery. As Cipher approached the main farmhouse, a silhouette moved in the window. He recognized the figure instantly. It wasn't some hardened criminal from the city's underworld. It was Emma's uncle, a man drowning in gambling debts and desperation, and he wasn't alone. With him was the family's new nanny, someone they had trusted to protect their child. The truth hit Cipher like a punch to the gut. This wasn't a random kidnapping. This was an inside job, a betrayal of the deepest kind. Their plan was far more sinister than just collecting a ransom. They intended to silence Emma permanently and vanish before sunrise, leaving the family shattered and broken. The money was just a bonus. Time was running out. The sun was beginning to set, casting long, dark shadows across the mountains. There was no time to call for backup. Every second counted. Cipher moved in alone, a shadow against the dying light. The confrontation was tense and brief, a standoff in a dusty, dimly lit room. The uncle, cornered and desperate, made one last move. But Cipher was faster, disarming him with practiced ease. Within minutes, Emma's uncle was in handcuffs, his monstrous plan in ruins. Cipher found Emma huddled in a dark, cold cellar, clutching her teddy bear, her small hands trembling. He knelt down, his voice soft. "It's okay, Emma. You're safe now." He carried her out of the darkness and back into the world. As he handed Emma over to the first responders, Cipher turned to leave, melting back into the shadows from which he came. But he paused, looking back at the now cuffed uncle. "Kidnappers always make the same mistake," Cipher said, his voice low and steady. "They forget an 80-year-old's trust is stronger than their lies." Case closed. The city can rest a little easier tonight, knowing that one of its children is safe. But in the sprawling metropolis, in the digital shadows and whispered secrets, a new threat is already emerging. A phantom is breaching the city's most secure firewalls, stealing secrets worth more than money. A ghost in the machine. Join us next time as Agent Cipher takes on the Phantom Hacker. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for the next case.